Any witches found in human territory are to be executed on sight. That's just how things work in this town. No, this world. Mom and Dad always tried to hide the truth about me. But one day, the townspeople found out. They killed my parents mercilessly, saying anyone hiding a witch will be tried as one. They were going to kill me next. But just as I was about to be executed, she appeared. My savior. My queen. Miss Lucille. Don't you dare harm one of my own. That's what Miss Lucille said as she rescued me from the town's witch hunt. As I gazed up at my hero, I thought, for the rest of my life, I'll follow this person. My leader. Led by Leader Lucille, I was taken to a particular church. There, a lone nun was caring for a group of orphans, both witches and humans alike, without prejudice. The ones leading the orphans were Leader Lucille and Nebra. The two did everything together. But since Nebra was always saying that witches and humans could one day live in harmony, I struggled to get along with her. As we spent more time together, though, I did start to open my eyes to her way of thinking a little. Until the day the nun was killed, that is. It was the same as what happened to Mom and Dad. All because that nun thought witches and humans could somehow live side by side. After that, the children of the orphanage broke apart. They split into two groups, witches and humans, with both doing everything separately. I guess witches and humans can't live together after all. Then, witches should just live with other witches. I shouldn't have said that. Good idea. Huh? Leader Lucille, what did you just... Humans should live with humans, and witches with witches. Now come, let's save witches from the clutches of those humans once and for all. With those words, Leader Lucille wasn't just my leader anymore. She became everyone's, the leader of all witches. But Nebra opposed Leader Lucille until the bitter end, when their fighting finally led them to cut ties completely. I just couldn't help but feel like I was the one who tore them apart. I still can't forget the loneliness in Nebra's eyes that day. Years have passed since then, but the sight only continues to cast a shadow over my heart. Leader Lucille also bears a dark expression on her face more often than not. I know I can never be a replacement for Nebra, but... am I really not enough? One day, things took a turn. Nebra appeared, wanting to speak to Leader Lucille. She said she'd come to discuss a peace agreement to stop the conflict between witches and humans. Leader Lucille was obviously opposed to any such talks. But as she debated back and forth with Nebra, she seemed to be having so much fun. I guess Nebra really is the only one fit to stand beside Leader Lucille after all. After more pushing, Leader Lucille finally accepted Nebra's proposal. I was a bit taken aback, but I'd always followed Leader Lucille. Whatever she believes best is what I believe too. Besides, I'm not fit to stand by Leader Lucille's side anyway. So, this is how things should be. Pola, take care of things while I'm gone. That's what Leader Lucille told me, before she headed to where Nebra was waiting to make peace talks. But it was a location humans had picked out. No, I can't think like this. I already decided I'd believe in Leader Lucille, didn't I? If this is what Leader Lucille's chosen, it has to be right. But then, why do I feel so uneasy? I'm probably just anxious because Leader Lucille's not here. It's still only been 2 days since she left. I guess I really am nothing without her. Help! What? Is something happening outside the gate? Hesitantly peeking at the commotion, I saw murky bubbles floating in the air, engulfing whatever they landed on. The forest, the town, even the people. Everything they touched began to melt away. What are these things? Ominous bubbles surrounded the nearby buildings, swallowing all they latched onto. It was only a matter of time before we would also be. Just then, I heard another cry for help outside the gate. Is that a human's voice? At a time like this, it shouldn't matter if they're human or witch. But why did this have to happen while Leader Lucille's away? What should we do? I overheard those words suddenly slip from another witch. That's right. Up until now, we've always relied on Leader Lucille to decide everything for us. Just blindly following. That's why I have to be the one to make a choice, since Leader Lucille left me in charge. But if I were to make the wrong choice and put everyone in danger, I'm afraid to choose. I never knew how terrifying it was to make a choice like this. We've always pushed these kinds of fears onto Leader Lucille. I'm sorry for only ever depending on you this whole time. But I still want to be your friend. That's why... Let's save them! In a trembling voice, I shouted my choice to the other witches. Leaving them to die just because they're humans. That'd make us no different from those witch hunters. In response to my outburst, a witch anxiously asked, "But what would Leader Lucille think?" Leader Lucille isn't here, so this is our choice to make. If we just sit back and do nothing, then we don't deserve to call ourselves her friends. With shaking legs, I head for the gate. I don't know if what I'm doing is right, but I'm just gonna follow what my heart's telling me. Even if I can't be the one standing by your side, I at least want to hold my head up high as your friend.